Thomas Massie has received a grand total of $0 from AIPAC throughout his career. So he is clearly a virulent spreader of anti-Semitic conspiracy theories because of that simple fact. President Trump expects billionaire donors Miriam Adelson, Paul Singer, and John Paulson to contribute an additional $20 million to his campaign to unseat Representative Thomas Massie. So far, the trio has spent $2 million on attack ads against Massie. I got a lot of love for Thomas Massie. Now, he's not controlled by any lobby group, it seems. He's not funded by the Ukrainians. He's not controlled by them. He's not funded by the Israelis. He's not controlled by them. But of course, because of that simple fact, he has been made a massive target for the ruling establishment. He's really upset Trump, and when I say Trump, Trump's Zionist donors, and he's now become a target for Trump and his donors. They want to unseat him. They're running a challenger against him. I don't think it's going to work, no matter how much money they throw at Thomas Massie, because he's just a beloved figure in American politics. Everyone loves him, and I would imagine that the people in his home congressional district also love him. I mean, this is a guy who's so beloved. I could see him running. He's not the most like charismatic guy. He's not like super personable. It seems like he's kind of quiet, but maybe a guy who could run for senator. He's very popular, but they're trying to stop him in his cradle. President Trump expects billionaire donors Miriam Adelson, Paul Singer, and John Paulson to contribute an additional $20 million to his campaign to unseat Representative Thomas Massie. So far, the trio has spent $2 million on attack ads against Massie. Do you understand how, like, it was a few years ago when the average campaign for Congress past the primaries would spend like $1 million. Like over $1 million was considered a lot to spend on a congressional campaign several years ago. Now we're talking about Miriam Adelson, Paul Singer, and John Paulson, 3 people spending $20 million to unseat one man in Congress. In the House of Representatives. This is not a Senate seat. This is a House of Representatives seat. $20 million. Now, Miriam Adelson, this is the same person. Thomas Massie points this out. Trump asked dual citizen Miriam Adelson, a billionaire, running nasty ads against Thomas Massie in Kentucky, what do you love more, the United States or Israel? She refused to answer him. He says that might mean she loves Israel more. This is a real video.
Miriam, stand up, please. She really is. I mean, she loves this country. She loves this country. Her and her husband are so incredible. We miss him so dearly. But I actually asked her, I'm going to get her in trouble with this, but I actually asked her once, I said, so Miriam, I know you love Israel. What do you love more, the United States or Israel? She refused to answer. That might mean Israel, I must say.
The point is, if someone's spending $20 million in a campaign to unseat you, but they don't even like your country, what does that say? It says that that person wants to destroy your country. That person wants to control your country. That person sees your country as a piggy bank for them to do whatever they want, whenever they want, without any sort of repercussions in their home country. And the whole idea that, these people like Miriam Adelson, that they have some sincere interest in the well-being of America, it's absolutely ludicrous. Maybe they have an interest in making money off of America because Miriam Adelson is one of the co-owners or owners of Dallas Mavericks. She has a lot of businesses in the United States. But what does she actually do to make the United States a better place? She doesn't make it a better place. She unseats the only congressman that everyone really likes, Thomas Massie. That's what she's trying to do. Thomas Massie has received a grand total of $0 from AIPAC throughout his career. So he is clearly a virulent spreader of anti-Semitic conspiracy theories because of that simple fact. Just like this one, when he said everyone in Congress has an AIPAC person except for me, while he was speaking to Tucker Carlson. Take a listen.
Everybody but me has an AIPAC person.
What's that mean, an AIPAC person?
It's like your babysitter, your AIPAC babysitter, who is always talking to you for AIPAC. They're probably a constituent in your district, but they are firmly embedded in AIPAC. And
every member has something like this?
That's how it works on the Republican side. And when they come to DC, you go have lunch with them. And they've got your cell number, and you have conversations with them.
That's absolutely crazy.
I've had 4 members of Congress say, I'll talk to my AIPAC person. And it's literally what we call them, my AIPAC guy. I'll talk to my AIPAC guy and see if I can get him to dial those ads back.
Why have I never heard this before?
Why would they want to tell their constituents that they've basically got a buddy system with somebody who's representing a foreign country? It doesn't benefit the congressman for people to know that, so they're not going to tell you that.
By the way, it was like the first time that Tucker Carlson objectively called out Zionist lobbying infrastructure in the United States in a really big way on his show. So, you know, for everyone who's so upset about Tucker today, this was kind of like the first time where, okay, member of Congress he has on his show, and like we're seriously attacking AIPAC and the Zionist lobbying infrastructure in the United States, that led to the point where he's at today. So clearly people are very upset with Thomas Massie for more reasons than one. Thomas Massie will be boycotting Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu's speech to Congress today. This was, of course, several months ago, or a year ago, rather. But this was also probably one of those moments where everyone in AIPAC said, yeah, that guy's going to go next election cycle. That guy's not going to be staying around any longer. He also notably introduced a war powers resolution surrounding the war on Iran, trying to stop Trump from participating in the war on Iran, striking Iran. Another strike for Thomas Massie. I think we're at strike number 5 or something now. Here's his conversation with Theo. I mean, this is exactly what we need in Congress. We need more people like this. But Trump, who has had a 50% decline in support amongst Americans aged 18 to 29 because of his Zionist ambitions, wants to unseat him.
From Israel, do you feel like?
We got a lot of countries that hate us, is one of the things we get.
Do we need this connection with Israel? What is it? No one ever explains what it's for, because it starts to feel like America is just a shell company, an LLC for Israel. That's what it starts to feel like a lot of times, you know? Do you feel like that's realistic, or do you feel like that's off base?
I wouldn't send him a dime. Like, that's my position. I don't think whatever
strike number 6 and you're out.
And
no more Thomas
don't ask me
Massie
to articulate the benefit, because I think the cost is greater than the benefit. Everybody in Gaza is, at this point, has to hate Israel, right?
Oh my God, he cares about those people, what those people in Gaza have to say? Blood libel.
And by extension, those bombs, when they see American politicians go over there and like sign the freaking bombs that are going to kill women and children.
I just hope that people in some of these other countries know that, you know, it's not regular, everyday people who would want to do these things, you know, that it's like governments making these choices. What do we get from Israel, do you feel like?
It's governments and very wealthy financial interests like Miriam Adelson. Mr. Thomas Massie also opposed the illegal bombing of Yemen. That was beautiful, and like really stuck his neck out there to do that, because Yemen, of course, Ansar Allah is a designated terrorist organization. So to stick his neck out and say, you know, yeah, that's also illegal, and stop doing that. I mean, he's really, really pushing it as to what is the allowable and acceptable frame of ideas, even amongst those that are anti-Israel. Like, I didn't see Marjorie Taylor Greene say this, I don't think. I could be wrong. I don't think I saw her say that. He also heavily defended Julian Assange, and he called for a ban on dual citizenship for lawmakers. Okay, that's it. This guy's got to get out of here. No more office in Congress for Mr. Thomas Massie. I don't think they're going to be successful. I don't think this is going to work. I pray that this doesn't work, because I love to see Thomas Massie in Congress. So, you know, I think this is a good guy. I think this is someone that deserves our support. I'm not saying to actively campaign for him, but, you know, give him a follow, give him a retweet. It helps in the long run to combat the $20 million in attack ads that he's about to face as Trump pressures the top Zionist donors to campaign against him in a very, very, very brutal fashion. Before you leave, I want to say thank you for the support, because after 2 years of being banned, we are finally back home on YouTube. So be sure to subscribe to our channel and also join as a member on our channel using the link at the top of the description. I rely on the generous support of viewers like yourself to get the truth out to as many people as possible. You can also support the show on Locals or Give Sin Go. The mainstream media and the powers that be are never going to stop attacking us for bringing the truth to as many people as we do. Thank you so much for your support.